Good morning. It is the pre-market for 5/8/2019. Taking a look here at the weekly chart. Big down bar on the weekly. Traded down into this support node. Had a very good bounce, but it's looking weak right at this point. And we're looking at this kind of the top of this node right here for maybe a target for the weekly, but that would be a really large bar, so not exactly sure if we would hit that. On the daily, you can see that our ATR is creeping up to 31 here. Real big volume yesterday. Maybe that's kind of like a flush out of the market, but we're still seeing some weakness this morning. So I think we'll continue to travel down here. The range is getting a little bit larger, and which brings that node that we were talking about across all the tops right here yesterday. And you've got a gap right here, which may be a target also for a fill. I talked yesterday about how these tops right here were a good bounce location because they were opposing pivot to the price action that's happening, and the next one kind of is either these two or these right here that are opposing. So I'm keeping those as kind of a target. If we were to get a nice flush, both this location, which is the extreme, and this location, basically at the top of this or this top node, you can see the shelf of volume right here, would provide good support. So of course I'm trading bounces off of all these levels when they come down, and you may catch one that just kind of goes as it hits. I've added a 240 minute chart because basically the price action is getting so far away at this point that it's hard to get everything on the screen and be able to kind of look at it. But this is just more of a close-up view of the top. So we tested pretty much the top of this volume node, and the next logical place is to test the bottom, which is just this little node right here. May not be really good support. This wide bar that kind of went through here may not provide real good support. So we can kind of talk about this on the other chart, but when you don't have a whole lot of trading action through here, it usually comes back in a pretty fast mode. This market's really moving right now. This gap, just look at that shelf right there of volume. That looks like such a good place right there. And then you have pretty much the same thing, just more and more volume right here. So and you're basically out of this whole profile here. This is the high volume node right here. So a lot of action should happen in here. So expect a bounce in there. 60-minute is just more of the same. Don't think that there's anything new to add on that chart. And then you can see we're falling right now. There's a good node that kind of built overnight right here, actually this morning, and so he's going to provide some resistance if the bulls can get some traction here, save themselves before this right here. Yeah, you might be able to test the bottom of this, test the high, but right now it seems like it's pretty weak, and you're going to need to find a good support level down here in order to get the bounce. So definitely favor the downside at this point. If it were to come back up, test the bottom or the top of that might give you a pretty good little short to get on trend if it's going to continue down. Notice how fast this kind of like traveled up through here. There's really not a whole lot of volume, and because of that, you're kind of getting a fast, descent down here, because there's not a lot of people that are just interested in protecting their positions. They really didn't build a huge position in any of these on the way up. They bought it so fast. It just overwhelmed the sellers, and they took it up. And that's kind of what happens is when you get long, sometimes when you get long bars like these right here, there's not a lot of action, and then you can see that this is much thinner spot right here. And if we were to actually kind of just get this right here, there's just nothing there, right? So when it comes back into the spot, it's gonna just kind of fall through there, because there's nobody that's got some kind of position that they really want to defend at this location. So just kind of keep that in mind, that without the volume there, it can fall pretty quick. And you're seeing that, you see that pretty good on this chart right here, right? These big long bars, there's just no volume in here, and it's just kind of falling through pretty quick. And so the top of this node right here is probably the safer place, but that's quite a distance away. This is the only volume node until you get up here. This was sitting on top of this shelf right here, so it tested the top of this volume node, and now it's going to go test the bottom of the volume node. You'll get a bounce off of this, but whether it's strong enough to move through this, don't know. So pay attention to that. Not a whole lot of volume down here on the bottom, but they did save it right here. So you've got several levels, and then you've got levels underneath that are way back. And I don't trust the levels that are real old, but I mean, they're the only thing that everybody else can trade off of either. So you have to look at the previous price action, even though it's history at this point, and whether or not somebody's still in the market way back there, we're all still trading off of what the chart says happened way back when. So that's just kind of what you have to go on, but no guarantee that those people that traded back there days and days ago are gonna still be there wanting to defend their position. So hopefully new traders step up and try and get those positions, defend them. I took this first kind of swing right here, and kind of what was 100% range extension up to the top. And it's not the best, but it seems to be tying in pretty good with the rest of the price action. So 100% range extension from here is to here, and you can see you had that nice little doji candle at the bottom of this, and then in another 100 range extension, you can see that there's kind of a shelf that was developed right here, and you get two-sided trading. Again, 100% range extension, boom, down, and so I might adjust these because it does seem to look like maybe the range is starting to change maybe a little bit, but nothing fits real clean at this point. But you're looking for the kind of the range extensions. You want to see the price when it breaks a range, that it's going to extend to 100% in one direction or the other. So anything else I can tell you? Yeah, your good volume's down here, right? So be careful as it goes through here. If you're going to try and take longs, I know I've got stuff marked off because there are levels in here, but the bounces are probably going to be kind of weak once you get into this air gap. So be careful, and good luck on your trading.